What if we shock and awe them back? Like, what if instead of letting them overwhelm us with the sheer volume of mad shit that they're willing to do, what if we shock and awe them back?
Okay, so first of all, if you don't follow Charlotte, go follow her account immediately. She is desperately trying to support Americans. As a Brit in France, she is doing what she can from abroad to help lend us support and education, and I appreciate her content so very much. But this is exactly what I've been saying. She says shock and awe them back, and I say flood the zone, but it's the same thing. In my last video, I said that we need to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, that we need a diversity of people trying a diversity of tactics. Some of them will fail, some of them will be successful, but what matters is that we're all trying something new. Because we don't know yet what works, right? I said in that video that one of my favorite phrases is, but what if we win? You don't know until you try. What if we win? And I think that's very true when we're talking about the strategies to stop the authoritarian creep in the United States, that we have to try all of them because none of us have ever fought fascism before. Well, most of us, I'm sure there are folks in the US, and we should be listening and learning from them, folks who have come from countries that have defeated authoritarianism. We need to be learning the lessons of history. But also, for the majority of us, we have never fought this fight before. And so we're trying new things. We are learning skills as we go, but we're also just like, let's see what works. Let's see what has an impact. I used Senator Cory Booker's filibuster on the floor, which as I'm filming this now, I think it's starting hour 23. I used that as an example of this is something new. We need to try all of the things and we need to praise each other for trying the things. And I think that this dovetails really well with what Charlotte is saying about shock and awe them back. They are slamming us with horrible thing after horrible thing after horrible thing. It is meant to be that constant bombardment so you can't catch your breath, so that you are completely demoralized and you also feel so overwhelmed you like don't know what to fight back against. There's just too much going on. It's sensory overload. It is absolutely meant to shut you down. And that is historically a very, very effective tactic. So like why don't we just also use that tactic? Why don't we do it right back at them? We need to be getting up to all kinds of good trouble. And not all of what we do will be effective. Not all of it will work, but a chunk of it will. And from every incident of failure, we will learn as we go and we will try again with a revised technique and have a higher likelihood of being successful next time. And if all of us are trying different things, then they're going to be overwhelmed. They're not going to know how to push back against all of these different attacks coming from all of these different angles. I know that I keep bringing up the permaculture principle of slow, small solutions, but this is a permaculture channel. And it works really well in our gardens, but it also works really well when we're talking about resisting fascism and restoring our democracy. Do we need a massive resistance? Absolutely. Do we need the American people showing up en masse for prolonged, sustained resistance? Absolutely. But resistance is far more than just marching in the streets. Resistance is far more than walking off the job. Resistance involves deploying a diversity of techniques so that they don't see us coming. It's coming from all angles. It's coming at all hours of the day from people from all walks of life, from every community. We're all doing what we can. Our small contributions, it may feel like what you can do is not all that much. You can say, well, you know what? I'm going to do my best not to spend anything in 2025. I'm going to contribute as much as I can to withholding my pennies from the economy because we know that economic blackouts are super effective. But like, I'm not sure I can do much else. Do what you can. You are doing that thing and somebody else is marching in the streets. Somebody else is engaging in malicious compliance and slow rolling and work to rule at their government job. Somebody else is taking their vacation money and instead giving it to the ACLU or Democracy Docket or some other organization that is pushing litigation in the courts to defend our democracy. Maybe your role is to call all your electeds every single day. And talk to your friends and neighbors about calling as well. Talking especially to your friends and family in red states about emailing and calling their Republican electeds. Maybe your job is showing up to an empty chair town hall, filming it and posting it on social media so that all of America can see that folks everywhere in red rural districts all over America are deeply upset at what the Republicans are doing. Are profoundly concerned about their Social Security, veterans in their communities, Medicaid, SNAP, school funding. Infrastructure jobs that are being taken away, government jobs that are necessary, like fighting wildfires, like weather prediction, that people are outraged about the firing of NIH workers who are funding cancer research and stroke research. Okay, bye. Bye. I have children who are finishing up in their poli-sci class coming and talking to me. One's a poli-sci major and one's a history major, and I guess it's as good a time as any to take a class about policymaking. I mean, maybe that's part of your resistance, getting educated, learning our history, learning how our government works, how it should be working, and how it is failing us. I really want to encourage you to see everything you do through the lens of resistance and say, how is this an opportunity for me to resist? How is this yet another way that I can flood the zone? In permaculture, we say the problem is the solution. Basically, like there's no waste, there's just a resource for which we need to find a use. Every problem is an opportunity to learn and to hone our skills and to grow as a person. And I guess my thinking in 2025 is along those lines. It's not the problem is the solution, it's that living is resistance. It's that no opportunity is missed. How is everything a chance to make me more effective at resisting fascism and restoring our democracy? It's how do we get out of a mindset of just like, I have to survive this day to day and step into a mindset of this is my chance to do something, to do many things. And me and my neighbors and everybody across America, we are all throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. We are all engaging in flooding the zone, right? We are all the drops of water in the ocean, and together we add up to be that tidal wave, right? We need to just crash over them over and over and over. Let's turn the tables. Let's use their tactics on them a little bit better. And I think we're seeing more and more folks get with the program on that. We're seeing more and more folks who are saying, I'm going to figure out where I plug into this. I'm going to try something. I'm going to try many things. I'm going to do something that I'm seeing nobody else doing. Or instead of just going to my local protest, or instead of just resharing something on social media, I'm going to get really serious about blackouts. I'm going to get really serious about figuring out more creative, adaptive, inventive ways to resist. And I'm going to see, can I do 3 things instead of 1? Can I do 4 things instead of 1? How can I level up my game here, right? How can I increase my capacity and do more and build more opportunities to be successful? Anyway, go follow Charlotte. I'm looking forward to reading her Substack. I just found out about it. Great content, truly supportive. And I know from the bottom of my heart that it means a lot to see folks who are not in America. I understand, believe me, I understand all of the animosity toward our country right now because we had people who voted in a horrible authoritarian who's hurting people all around the world, who's making a lot of people rightly scared. And so I really appreciate it when folks who are not Americans, folks like Charlotte, understand that the majority of Americans, we don't want this, and we are being oppressed, and we are trying to fight back, not only for ourselves and our own lives, but for everybody around the world, right? Everybody suffers when Donald Trump is in charge. Everybody suffers when America has been reduced to a fascist state, been reduced to Vladimir Putin's puppet. We don't want that for ourselves, and we don't want that for our friends in Canada and Mexico and Panama and Greenland and Europe, anywhere. And it really means a lot. I think we can feel very isolated. A lot of what Trump is doing is trying to isolate us, trying to make us feel alone. Just like your narcissistic ex-boyfriend wanted to separate you from your friends and family so he could control you, Trump is trying to isolate America, to make other countries hate us. And so it really, really means a lot to see support from folks overseas, to see folks who are saying, we want to help you. We are all in this together, and we want to lend you our skills and lend you our expertise and also our goodwill. So thank you, Charlotte, for that. And to anybody watching, what else can you do? How can you level up your game? What can we do to be adaptive and to flood the zone?